Doink. Okay. Hey, it's K-Bar User. Back out here at the reviewing table. And just a quick update. Yeah, I haven't been around for a while. But I think this is the fourth day since the beginning of March that thing overhead, I'm not sure what it is, has been shining. And, well, you got a chance, you got to strike while the iron's hot. And I did back when it was 70 degrees outside and messed up my back, and I haven't been able to move out of bed now for 2 weeks. So that's the story of why I'm not around. So what I wanted to do today is I've been using some knives. Now, I was watching one of Dave Canterbury's videos, and he said he really doesn't review anything unless he's used it, because he can't really say for sure, and he doesn't want to mislead people. Well, that makes sense. And I thought it over, and it's like, I did a lot of reviews, and I don't want to mislead people either. That made a lot of sense to me. A review on a knife is a review on a knife, but you really don't. You can tell what it will do, but you really don't know what it will do until you get it out there. So, I kind of stuck to a couple of knives for the last 2 years. A couple of them being folders. A couple of them being these. This is one of the custom knives that Charles Hoffman made me. I recently sewed on a ferro rod loop because I do like the idea of having it right on my knife, because this never leaves my side. Ever. I even sleep with them on. So, let's see here. So this is one of the custom knives that Charles made me. It's what he calls his bushcrafter. Just general specs on the knife. It's about 5.5 inches, 3/16 thick, 1095 Scandi grind. White pearlite handles, 3 stainless pins. It's got about a 4-inch handle. I kind of like the short handle on it. Not for, having to do any heavy work, because the knife is not big enough to do heavy work. But just because it gives me more control just on the blade itself. It's got nice orange liners in it. There it is. That's Charles' logo. Backwoods Knives. Now, just a plug for Charles, because he is a beginning maker here on YouTube. You can pick up one of these knives for generally right around 85 to $100 now. Stealing up and whatever. But now this knife here, this is my recent one. I've had it about, I think, 2 years now. Maybe a year and a half. This year, when the family went hunting and we shot our deer, I skinned, butchered, gutted, the whole 9 yards, 4 deer with this knife. And as far as the edge retention, I can't say enough about the edge retention, even with a Scandi grind, that it tore through everything. It did the skin, and it did the gut, and it did the butchering. Ooh, that's a mean looking look. Anyway. So yeah, I just wanted to, I'm going to try to review knives that I've been using that I can tell you if you go in the woods with, you're coming back with. This is one of them. I did a video tag years ago called Knives I Trust My Life To. And outside of my K-Bar, there was 3 Jeff White knives. Jeff makes a hell of a blade. These, I like these better. I like them. And this is my personal opinion only. You can like whatever you like. You like K-Bars, you like, Bark Rivers, whatever. for a $100 knife, you're not going to find any better. So that's the first one. Second one is another backwoods knife. Now, this is only the second knife Charles Hoffman has ever made. He sent it to me for review, I think about 3.5 years ago. Now, this little bugger, although big enough for deer, it is big enough for a deer. I've done, I don't know how many bushcrafting trips, camping trips, you name it, with this knife. Just to ring it through the test, because Charles told me, kill it. It ain't dead. This has, and I've said this many a times, this little knife right here, it's 3/16, 1095 Scandi. These are what they call brown desert camouflage Durlin handles. And I absolutely love this knife. You can see the flat profile of the blade, and it fits your hand. There is a positive purchase. There's no twisting as you can do with this knife. Now, up to this date, I've carved three knife handles. I've carved 3 axe handles, multiple feather sticks. I have a video starting fire with a feather stick with this knife because the 90 on it is absolutely great. You can see the patina on both of the knives. They've been well used. This knife, outside of, I think there was 1 turkey or 2 turkeys I've done, it cleaned 47 squirrels. Now, some of you may not be hunters or whatever, but a squirrel hide and a deer hide, apart from a woodchuck hide, is probably the hardest thing you can beat on a knife with. It's cleaned 47 squirrels to date. Got a weird sounding bird. Thought it was my cell phone. All I did with it this year when I got done, it wouldn't shave paper. It'd still cut like mad, but it wouldn't shave paper. All I did was run it on my whetstone, just like that. That many times. And it shaves paper. Edge geometry is phenomenal. Distal taper, which knife makers are really into, that's a good shot of it there. Distal taper on these knives are perfect. What I mean by distal taper is a lot of times you'll, this part of the knife here, a lot of times you'll see this part will be thicker than this part, or it'll be, the tip will be off center, and I hate that, but not on these knives. Charles is making a knife right now that's going to be a K-Bar user edition. I designed the knife. I designed the knife to be 3/32. Nice palm swell in the middle. Kind of a hook on the end, the way you can, catch it with your finger. The knife blade will be 6 inches long, 1.5 inches wide. And it's got a really good belly to it. When I designed the knife and thought about it, it was to be an all-around woods knife. Not a one-tool option. Just an all-around woods knife. You can skin, you can chop, you can butcher, whatever. It does have a saber grind. Now, the third knife I've been using for 3.5 years. I got this one right before I got this little backwoods knife. William Collins was gracious enough to pass around a knife around YouTube that he made for review. So there's been like Justin Wolf, Travis Henry. I can't remember all the videos, but boy, it's been around YouTube for about a year. I got a call one day, or an email from Justin Wolf, and he said to me, "What's your address?" I said, "Why?" He said, "I need to send you something." So, a couple weeks later, since Justin was reviewing the knife at the time, this shows up at my door. Now I'm excited, right? It's a William Collins knife. This is what they call the prepper model, and I think this may be the only one out there. If I remember right, he made this one, William did, and then he redesigned it, made a bigger one. So I'm not sure, but I think. I looked at this knife and went, what in God's name am I going to do with that? Although excited to have a William Collins knife, I always wanted to try one. You seen me with a video, I was out looking for fat road doing this knife. Now, let's just start. It's 3/16, and I believe this is 1095 or maybe 012 steel. 90-degree spine on it's phenomenal, all the way down the blade. I mean, you can strike the blade right off here, or strike a ferro rod, right off here, and it's nothing. The handles are brown camouflage micarta. They're just, the way William designs his handles are just, it's there. Do a lot of scraping and stuff with this end of the knife. I was trying to figure out what that's sticking out for. Well, that's what it's sticking out for. You can really do some scraping with it. Now, excuse me. As far as the design of the knife, it might, I call it a mini parang design. But here's the deal. For odd as this blade looks, and it does look like an odd blade, I'll grant you that. Like his Master Woodsman's that you've seen, this blade has multiple uses all the way down. Okay? Down in here, if you want a feather stick, it gives you just the right angle to cut them feather sticks. If you choke up on this blade, it's maneuverable like you wouldn't believe. But on the other hand, if you back up on the blade, choke it in the rear, all this weight up here gives you one big chopping effect. You got the nest buck design, so you don't have to worry about busting open gut. Even with the tip down, it doesn't. Now, so anyway, you have a good feathering edge here. You got a good skinning belly here. You got enough room up here to where if you really need to fine tune that tip, you got enough room to hang on to that knife, and it's not so heavy that it's cumbersome to do. Also can be used as a great draw knife. You got to get it just at the right angle, and to work it, it's as a draw knife. It's amazing. Now, so even back then, even though I don't know if William was trying to at the time or not, but even back then he came up with a blade that, like a Tom Brown tracker, can be used for a multitude of uses. So I just wanted to give everybody a chance to see the blades that I've been using for the last 3 years. And I have used a couple other ones. My Bushcraft Woodsman that I got from Ontario, I used. It was a good blade. All knives matter, and I like all knives. Now, this coming year, the wind's starting to kick up. This coming year, I intend to. There's going to be some more blade reviews. There's some, the K-Bar edition, K-Bar user edition. I'm sorry. That's coming out this year. So I will be using that. Let me get these in focus for you. It's like knife porn. Now, William, you can reach him at William Collins on YouTube. WC Knives on eBay, I believe it is. I forget his actual website, but just look up William Collins Knives. It'll take you to the website. Charles is WV Outdoors on YouTube. Backwoods Knives is his website. One word, Backwoods Knives. Backwoods Knives. And we also have a group on Facebook. It's called Deep Woods Survival and Deep Woods Bushcraft and Survival. That's it. Look us up. A lot of good people on there. It's on YouTube. A lot of great information. And tonight at 6 o'clock, it's a Saturday, April the 21st. Charles is going to be forging his first tomahawk and giving it away. And I've also got a flint and steel coming from him too. He just started forging flint strikers. So give these guys a look. And to be honest with you, I don't see, except for a couple of folders that I use, because they're stainless steel if I'm fishing or whatever. I don't see any other reason to have anything but these knives that I have. Some of you may know, some of you may not, but I've been actually getting rid of a lot of knives. So I'm keeping these, and I don't think I'll need much else for the rest of my time out here in these woods. So this is K-Bar User. I want to thank you for your time and your patience. If you like the video, hit the like button. Oh no, the like button will be over here. If you're not subscribed, it's way over there. Please do hit the little bell thing. And hopefully this will make it to YouTube. And we'll see you. Yeah, there, you. Yeah, you. We'll see you on the next one.